gentlemen, esteemed listeners, and the curious minds among our student audience. Welcome back to another episode of our podcast series, HPS Podcast. In a world that constantly bombards us with information, deadlines, and the hustle of everyday life, it becomes easy for the significance of spirituality to get lost in a shuffle. But here's the thing, spirituality is not just about the religious beliefs, but it is a profound exploration of self, our beliefs, our purpose, and the interconnectedness amongst everything around us. It can offer guidance, solace, and a deeper understanding of the world we are living in. Recently, we took the initiative to connect with the student body. We circulated a form and asked them to voice their questions and curiosities in the form of questions regarding the topic spirituality. So what exactly our children want to know about spirituality? So what basically are the questions that weigh on their mind? Throw light on this topic, we today have a very distinguished guest from our English department, Ms. Suman Sharma, who will help us unravel these queries posted by students. And also we have Ananya Mathur of class 9th, who is a student representative. So stay tuned as we navigate these questions which are posted by the children, and let's get enlightened upon the topic decoding spirituality.
Good morning, ma'am. Shall we start with the questions?
Good morning, Ananya. Good to go.
Okay, so the first question asked by a student is, what is spirituality? And can you define it apart from all the godly sentiments, religious and educational practices?
I must say, very good a question to start from.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what is spirituality? Spirituality actually is a term, if we divide it into two words furthermore, people think it is spirit plus rituals.
Yes, ma'am.
But in fact, it is not so. It is spirit plus duality. And when we say duality, what does it mean? It means spirit plus functionality. So I would like to decode it for my students. Spirit, that means Atmik Siddhant, being in one's, in unison with oneself, your own spirit, that is spirituality. So to make it furthermore little clear, it is a process to, remove the husk and unveil the kernel. And we can do it with the help of this 3C formula. First C is connecting with some higher self.
Okay,
Second C is contributing to the society. And then connecting with taking care of ourselves and the people around us. So this is what spirituality is for, beginners, we must say.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, we have another very interesting question. Ma'am, somebody has written that I feel spirituality is for people after a certain age. I wonder what a child has to do with it.
Okay, that must be coming in many children's mind.
Yes,
I know.
ma'am.
But we just discussed, child. Spirituality is a journey, inward journey within.
Yes, ma'am.
It is a journey from who you think you are and who you in fact are. So now the question arises, who you are.
Yes, ma'am.
We have to reach that destination and who we are. Again, I come to the same thing because it is adhyatmikta. It has come from that atmic principle.
Yes, ma'am.
We are the best of our version.
Yes, ma'am.
We are the supreme soul connected with another supreme soul. So when we want to reach that very supreme soul, so you must be finding it little confusing. So remember a child. A child has no jealousy. A child has no ill wills. When a child is born, so very pure a soul.
That's right.
And with the passage of time, because of the experiences he or she has, then it gets converted into the kind of soul we are today. Not a very spiritual one.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
child is more spiritual than us. Because child is more connected to his own self.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we are values personified. And more values are imbibed and inherent in the child. So when we have to go to that very destination, then don't you think childhood is the best time to start with?
Ma'am, I truly agree with you.
Yes. So earlier, the better. This
Yes,
is not
ma'am.
at all that we should be going, waiting for a certain time. And I must tell you, the world is fast changing. Whenever we think we'll do
Yes,
it
ma'am.
tomorrow, that tomorrow might not come.
Ma'am, I
So,
totally agree with you.
yes, we should start as early as possible.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so the next question is, I feel if I choose to walk on the path of spirituality, it will require a lot of time and energy, which might hamper my studies. Please clarify, what should I do?
I must say that children have picked up
Yes, ma'am.
this relevant questions. Wastage of time.
Yes.
I call it investment of time. There's a very little difference. As a teacher, as an English teacher, I teach the same thing in the class. When I'm preparing students for the board examinations or final examinations or any examination,
Yes,
you're a student. I'll tell you.
Yes, ma'am.
When you get the question paper, it must have happened. I know you're a very good student, but it must have happened at least once with you that you did not read the question properly. You wrote the answer. When you received the corrected sheet, then you thought, oh, why didn't I read
Yes,
the
ma'am, it
question
has
properly? I have written so many things which are not related with the question, which
Yes,
were not
ma'am.
being asked.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is when I teach my students, I tell them, reading the question properly is not at all a waste of time. It is the investment which gets you better fruits.
Yes, ma'am.
So same over here, child. Spirituality is, it might seem something, the word itself sounds so heavy. But in fact, it is such an easy thing to adopt and embrace. And it has so wonderful benefits. And I must tell you, as we are addressing most of the listeners, our young audience, that it has so wonderful benefits for children that see what does it do? It improves your concentration. It improves your mental health. It makes you a better adjusted person. It improves your stamina.
Yes, ma'am.
What else do you need?
Truly does a lot.
In order to manage your time well and in order to be more productive.
Yes,
So it is
ma'am.
rather the other way around. It is not at all that you will be having lack of time. It is, you will be, if you are a spiritual person, you adopt, it's a way of life.
Yes, ma'am.
This is not something you have to impose onto yourself. It is something you have to live with. So if you embrace that, in the end you find that you have become so managed, you have become so kind of a person who is very well equipped with those skills, that your work pace gets faster and you're left with so much
ma'am.
of free time.
Ma'am, I would love to achieve that.
Do that.
So, ma'am, another very interesting question is spirituality related to believing and having faith in the strong force, something related to God?
God, rituals, these are the words which actually keep people away from spirituality many a times. People say, I don't believe in God. If I don't believe in God, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in spirituality. But let me ask you,
Yes, ma'am.
who or what is God? God is a friend, God is a philosopher, God is a guide, God is the one who helps us.
Yes, ma'am.
And means if we put it into kind of statistics, then more number of people are there who believe in God.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is spirituality? Connected to some higher and supreme self.
Yes, ma'am.
There nowhere you will find connecting to God. You will not find. You will find connecting to higher supreme self.
Yes,
See,
ma'am.
in the beginning, that supreme self can be your role model.
Yes, ma'am.
It can be anybody, any soul you think is supreme. And when you reach the higher level of spirituality, it is your own soul. Because that is quite a supreme.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
because of that passage of time, you're not able to relate with yourself. So at the end of meditation is being in unison with yourself. So there is no harm. But we have to cater to all. The ones who do not believe in God. The atheists also have been spiritual people. We talk about Salman Rushdie, we talk about Ernst Hemingway, the famous this writer.
Yes, ma'am.
So even if people do not believe in God, there is no harm and it has nothing to do with them being spiritual or not. Okay? Means for the beginners and for the ones who are treading upon this path, if you believe in God, it becomes easy. I have read somewhere that even if there is no God, it is important for the benefit of mankind to create God. But the ones with the approach that there is no God, so for them also spirituality is there. It's ready to embrace them as well.
Ma'am. I couldn't agree with you more.
Thank you so much.
I have heard a lot about spirituality and its benefits. I want to adopt it. Could you please tell me how to start?
Very good. So the thing is that we talk to our students. It's a modus operandi in our school. It's a policy. We talk to them about these things. There are practices which we follow. So it's good.
ma'am.
Children want to be spiritual.
ma'am.
Yes. See, it's subjective. I come to the same point I've started with. It's everybody's individual journey. And it depends upon your attitudes, the place you stay at, the kind of families you come from, the kind of bringing up you have. So your journey on the path of spirituality is not, a very stringent path that has been defined. It would not be on that. Okay, like you have a syllabus of maths, you have a syllabus of English. It's not like that. That this syllabus, do it, you are a spiritual person. No. You all have different journeys. All the souls have different journeys, but all are on the path of becoming spiritual or are spiritual. Yes. So everybody is having his own journey. Very subjective this path is, but at the same time, there are few practices. If you adopt those practices on the day-to-day basis, they will end up in making you spiritual. And especially for children, because this is our Decoding Spirituality 1.0. So we are talking of very basic things. Okay, so those are, we have talked about 3 C's, right?
Yes, ma'am.
First C is connecting with the higher self. Yes. So connecting with higher self, be mindful. Meditate a bit.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Have compassion. Second C was compassion.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
So be compassionate towards others. And there's one very beautiful rule of spirituality. Be compassionate towards yourself as well. So be good to you.
Yes,
see good and God in everybody. God, you all will see who believe in God.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
if you do not believe in God, at least see good in others.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? And contribute towards making the society a better person for all of us to coexist. So how can we do that? We can be volunteer to any kind of social work. We can be helpful to others. That is what, there are so many practices in our school you have observed. And the most important thing is, though we said it has nothing to do with rituals, but there are certain spiritual disciplines which add to the fragrance. And that is, like we do Havan.
Oh, yes.
We chant the mantras. They really add a lot. And the place where we are sitting right now, the name of this wing is Mahatma Ananda Swami wing. Yes, and if you read his life history, you would get to know that in his childhood, the person who became later on so knowledgeable, such an intellectual soul, and he happens to be the grandfather of our own very reverend dear chairman sir, Poonam Suriji. He was declared as a slow learner. And can you imagine, he was given by one very great Arya Samaji, Shri Nityanandji, he was given the chanting of Gayatri Mantra. He did this rigorously and religiously, and he became such sharp-minded that you can vouch on it. Rest is a history. So this is a power. Spirituality is not only doing one thing, sticking to that. There are so many things I have just given you. Adopt just one thing. As it is being said, good manners are as infectious as the bad manners are. So you adopt chanting. That will keep on hovering in your mind. You won't be able to speak lies. You won't be able to fight with others who are busy in your chanting. So with that one thing, many others will come.
It transforms your life.
Yes. So I've given you a few to start with. Adopt any one or two of them. And the rest will come just like, best friends. So.
Okay, ma'am. Last but not the least. Like any teenager, I enjoy with my friends. If I chose to be spiritual, I might look different and lose all of my friends. What should I do?
Okay. I must say that we started with a myth in the beginning when it was being said it is waste of time, kind of. And we are ending with the same thing. It's a myth. So, Ananya, as a student of class 9, what kind of a child would you like as a friend?
Someone who doesn't waste any time, who treats us well and is loyal and trustworthy.
Okay. And what is the end product of a spirituality, we can say, or somebody who treads upon this path? How will the child become? Isn't the same way?
Yes, ma'am. Actually,
Isn't
yes.
it? So that's self-explanatory. If you tread upon this path, you become somebody who is likable, who is desirable.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
don't need to attract people.
Yes, ma'am.
People would automatically get attracted to you. You would be magnet. You would have problem-solving approach. You would be loving everybody.
Yes,
Love is a
ma'am.
basic principle of spirituality.
Yes, ma'am.
You would be like magnet.
Yes,
People
ma'am.
would be attracted towards you. You would not have dearth of friends. Rather, I must say that if you emit the principle, the fragrance of love, you are a desirable one. You will have lot of people wanting to be friend with you.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is, I guess, the
We would be a lovable
yes,
soul.
yes. So I'm sad that the journey has come to an end so early. But my dear listeners, this is the best thing in life that you chose to put on such questions. That means there is that spark into you. So happy spiritual journey ahead. God bless you. We are there to answer all your queries, and let us all be happy souls and make this school, your classrooms, this city, this state, this country and world a better place. Thank you so much.
So stay tuned for our next podcast on the topic Itihas, Jeevan ki Kala ya Jeevan Darshan. Thank you.